be your example for the patterns of urbanization part of the poster. And what we want to see on there for sure are the different key facts that you learned about metropolitan area, about central place theory, suburbs and exurbs. But the example we're going to do is you get to pick a metropolitan region in wherever you want, really. So let's say you want to pick New York City. Well, you're going to pick New York as the metropolitan area, but then you would have the downtown Manhattan area, then you'd have a suburb that's just outside of Manhattan, and then you'd have an exurb that's way out in the rural areas, but are close by New York where you see commuters. The example I'm going to use here is Minneapolis in the metro area. So Twin Cities metro area, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The suburb's going to be Richfield. The close suburb is Richfield. The outer suburb is Lakeville. And then the exurb is New Prague. So it says, list those town names. Just did that. Now I got to find out how many miles it is from downtown Minneapolis to Richfield, downtown Minneapolis to Lakeville, downtown Minneapolis to New Prague. And then for the metro, how wide is it in total? The best way to do that is Google Earth. So if I click on this, all right, do a Google search of Google Earth and open it. I'm going to launch it. Now, what Google Earth will have for us is a tool where we can make measurements from one location to another. And we'll be able to see the name Richfield, the name Lakeville, the name New Prague when we're doing our measurements. That'll give us the miles we need, and then we can measure how wide the Twin Cities are. We can also measure or do a little searching to find population. So there we are, Minneapolis. Here's the whole metro area from one end to the other. And the first one is Richfield. So I'm going to take out my measurement tool over here on the left, a little ruler. And I'm going to click on Minneapolis. And I'm going to measure down how far it is to Richfield. Now, over here, it's going to give you meters, but we'd rather know it in miles. So if you click on 10,000 meters, switch it to miles, 6.5 miles to the first suburbs. You see Edina, St. Louis Park, Mendota Heights. These are all kind of suburbs just outside of Minneapolis. Then when you're done with that, you hit done. Then we can make a new measurement and start a new one that goes from Minneapolis down to Lakeville. So you might need to zoom out for that. Stop. And scroll down. There we go. Now we can see Lakeville, and we can do a little ruler again from Minneapolis down to Lakeville. And then for an exurb, got New Prague down here, which is, you can see all the farmland and all the green space between where the city ends, Lakeville, and where the exurbs are, like New Prague and Belle Plaine and Waconia. So we can draw again with our cursor, and we can go all the way down to New Prague using this ruler icon. Now to do the width of the city, we'll do the same thing, but instead of measuring from downtown Minneapolis, we'll go all the way across from Chaska all the way up to the edge of the city here, and we'll get a good distance or mileage based on how wide the city is from one side to the other. Population's a little bit different. So when I go back to my Google search, I'll just start doing population. So let's do Twin Cities urban population. 2.65 million people, that'll be on my chart. And then I can go by town, population of Richfield. So on and so forth until I have filled out my chart. Stop the share so you can see what an example like mine might be. I don't want you to copy mine. I want you to pick your own suburbs and exurbs. But in the end, we end up with a 3x5 chart, miles from downtown to that city, and population totals as well. Thanks.